guys, this is Dustin Thickpin, Mr. Too Blessed to Be Stressed, and just wanted to wish you a happy Friday. You may have thought that email subject was a little weird, but I'm gonna explain that in a second. But actually, right here today, I decided to go into the park today, and it makes a nice backdrop for a video shoot. So we got a nice pond behind me and nice crickets and cicada bugs in the background chiming away. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's actually pretty hot though. This is the second video I've tried to shoot, and the first time my phone was overheating because it was so hot outside. So it's definitely pretty outside, but it is a little warm. But anyway, so yeah, the subject line of my email, they may lock me up for this. It kind of goes along with the fact that you see crazy people being locked up who talk to themselves, and I do talk to myself sometimes. I think we all kind of do, and I don't think it's necessarily because of reasons that you're thinking that I talk to myself. Now everybody talks to themselves like they say things like they might fall down and say, "Oh gosh, I'm such a klutz," or they may have trouble getting things done during the day, and they say things like, "I never have any time to do anything." There's simple things like that. I think I'm hearing some geese in the background over there. I don't know if you can see those guys or not. But anyway, so that's what I'm talking about when you talk to yourself. Everybody pretty much talks to themselves, whether they do it out loud or in their own head. I read this book. It's a book called Self-Talk, and basically it's called Self-Talk: What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And it's a pretty interesting book. It's written by a psychologist named Shad, S-H-A-D. I forget his last name. I'm sure you could probably Google it. But it basically goes along and says that our brain is kind of programmed, by what we say to ourselves. Our subconscious is kind of programmed by how we talk about ourselves and what we say to ourselves. And so those kind of things really affect us, even though we might not consciously know or consciously understand how that works. So when we say things like, I'm such a klutz, it might actually be telling ourselves that we are such a klutz, and it might cause us to, do more klutzy things in the future. Or if we say things like, I never can get anything done, it's almost like our brain uses that as an excuse to say, well, yeah, you're not going to get anything else done today because you don't think you can. I know it's a bit of a psychobabble here, but to make it simple, just be wary of what you say to yourself. Now Shad actually goes into the book and talks about different things, about ways to improve your self-image and to kind of like improve your actions and things you do by talking to yourself in a better way. And one of the most basic ways he talks about is basically like in the moment, changing your attitude, changing your self-talk. So, for example, if you say, I'm such a klutz, instead you would say something like, I have great posture. Or, I'm very careful when I hold things so that I don't drop them. Or, I'm very careful about, keeping myself balanced. So those are kind of like, I guess you could say, anti-negative self-talk. So it's basically you're saying positive self-talk to kind of counteract your negative. And eventually, if you keep saying these positive things to yourself, your conscious comes to accept them as the truth. And it kind of helps your body and your mind to kind of follow along with those things. So anyway, if you notice my camera's shaking a bit for the past couple days and today, it's because I'm using my arm as a tripod, and it doesn't last very long before it starts kind of hurting a little bit. So I actually ordered a selfie stick off of Amazon the other day. So the next few videos shouldn't be as shaky, just so you know. But anyway, so that's the idea. The idea is to say positive things to yourself. And I'm not saying you got to walk around talking to yourself out loud, although you can, and although it does help. Let me switch on here for a second so that I do not shake the camera so much. But yeah, so what I'm saying here is that you need to talk to yourself like as you expect yourself to be. So instead of saying I don't have time for anything, you could say a counteractive statement such as I'm always careful to plan my day. I always make time for the things that are most important in my day. You can say things like I'm always productive, or I always make sure that I set a to-do list and I follow that list until it gets done. So things like that, just to make it more productive. Just to make yourself more positive. And the things that you say really do affect yourself. So I want you to understand that. So I mean, it's also obviously it's not just all mental. There's some physical action involved too. You gotta follow through on these things. And if you say that you are a person who sets goals, or a person who sets a to-do list, you kind of have to push yourself. Okay, well, let me go ahead and do that. But it does actually help you subconsciously too, because as you go throughout your day, and you think about these things as you talk to yourself, and it kind of reminds you, oh yeah, I need to write a to-do list out today. I need to do that. Well, it got really bright. The clouds came out. Clouds moved back, and the sun just came right on my face. Um, yeah, it's the south, so it gets hot really fast. But yeah, guys, that's really all I got. I just kind of wanted to explain some self-talk, and Shad actually goes into more detail about kind of writing out like a almost like a script for yourself, and you basically write down all the things that you would usually say bad to yourself, like in your head or out loud. Things like the alarm clock. I hate the alarm clock, or it's so hard for me to get up in the morning. People say things like that. People say things like even like addictions. Like obviously smoking is an addiction, but people say things like I can't quit. It's just so hard. Counteractive to that, you could say something like, I do not want to smoke a cigarette. I am very mindful of my health, or it's basically something positive that kind of like goes against your usual negative thoughts. And that's what you kind of want to do. You kind of want to make these positive statements that will just kind of retrain your brain to understand what to expect. And it kind of like sets I'm not going to say that self-talk is the cure for everything, right? Because it takes some action too. But I think self-talk kind of helps set the stage for your mind and your body to kind of follow along. So sorry, I'm going to switch hands again here. But yeah, so that's the basic idea. And so like, for example, like I've written out several things as far as like, I like to get up early in the morning to kind of get things done before the family gets up. So I do have some self-talk written about getting up early in the morning time. And basically it's like a script that I read, and I actually record it and listen to it too, because it helps you kind of ingrain it into your brain. But I say things like, it's easy for me to get out of bed in the morning. I get up as soon as my alarm clock goes off, and I immediately get out of bed. I rise to my feet, and I say things like, I wake up alert, I wake up ready to start my day, and I basically say that, I have no problems getting out of bed. And I basically talk about, I kind of go through my morning routine, but all speaking positive about the things that the way I want it to go. So that's the way I speak it, is the way I want it to go. And there's another version of self-talk too, where basically you're like you're really talking to yourself, where you don't. See, the basic of self-talk is you usually say things like, I this and I that. I can wake up early in the morning time. I don't have a problem with alarm clocks, But there's also another flip side to it, where you can say you need to, or you are able to get up in the morning. You have no problem getting out of bed. You love starting your day, fresh, and you love getting things done during the day. So you love to get ahead and start as early as possible. So if you read Chad's book, Self-Talk, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, it kind of explains a little bit more. It's one of the better books I've read. So there's a few more out there, but self-talk is one of the good ones. So that's what I want to kind of put out there today, guys. Today, guys, you need to kind of make sure be aware of what you're saying to yourself, and just make sure you're saying positive things to yourself. I mean, don't put yourself down, because you're not helping anybody, and especially yourself. If you want to be the kind of person, the kind of martyr that people kind of look up to, you kind of need to speak that into yourself. Like, I'm the kind of person who gets 10 leads a day. I don't stop working until I get 10 leads every day. I write to my list every single day. I shoot a video every single day. I write a blog post at least 3 times a week. You can say things like to yourself to kind of ingrain these things into your brain and to kind of help yourself to be productive. So the book does go in a lot more detail than I'm going into. Obviously, I'm summing up really short here. But I just want to kind of throw that out there. You guys, make you aware of it. And self-talk is a powerful thing. But obviously, like I said, it does require that you follow through with action. So that's all I really got for today, guys. This is Dustin Thigpen, Mr. Too Blessed to Be Stressed. And I'm wishing you a happy Friday and a happy weekend. And here's to making every day like Friday and every day like a weekend. So it seems that people are always happier on a Friday. Isn't that funny? But on Monday, it's complete opposite. So how about making every day like Saturday? Taking a cue from my buddy, Saturday, what's his name? Every day is Saturday. I can't think of his name for nothing right now. But yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's make everything every day Saturday, and let's kind of like make that our mantra, right? Let's try to make every day a day that we are free and in control of. And going back to my matrix classes and my other videos, you got to break free from all this control over where you are every day, right? Every day, Monday through Friday, where you are in the office, chained to a desk, not able to see your family exactly when you want to, basically under lock and key for 8 hours, 5 days a week. The majority of your life, pretty much, is spent working or sleeping. So let's make sure that you work hard in those free moments you do have to make it count, to set yourself free from the bondage of traditional employment, because you can do this, guys. I'm here to tell you that you can. If somebody like me can do it, I've seen people with, gosh, so much less skill and so much inexperience just make $1,000 sales and just get a following. Because basically what happens is you attract who you are. So like if you just get on camera and just be yourself, you just get in a blog post and be yourself, you will attract people like you. It just happens naturally. And that's the kind of people you want to attract. People that don't like you, it's fine. It's fine, because you don't want those people. You don't want those people on your list. You don't want those people in your life. It's nice to help everyone, but you can't necessarily please everyone. So, all right, well, this video is getting a little long, so I'm going to cut it short, guys. I don't want to keep you too long on your Friday. So this is Dustin Thickman again, Mr. Too Blessed to Be Stressed. If you haven't joined the Empower Network yet, be sure to go to the website on the bottom right there. It's workwithmydad.com. It's just a little capture page I got that goes straight to my Empower Network setup link. If you guys have any questions about Empower Network or even just marketing in general, I'll be great to give you some advice, and I'd be happy to respond to any emails and any questions that you have. And wow, it's getting really hot out here. That's all for today, guys. This is Dustin Thickman, Mr. Too Blessed to Be Stressed. I'll see you next time.